Hello everybody! CW here. This charge cord out of the way here. Good morning everybody. I just ran back from the post office. These should be dies for the 6 TCU. I was getting ready this morning. I wanted to load up 50 more fire foreman loads. Here's 50 pieces of that brass that I prepped up the other day. This is that spear brass, all swaged and ready. I got in a M die, so these are all opened up with the M die. I also picked up a mold, a Seiko 243 GOD mold, and I wanted it because it's a 85 grainer. It's a little 85 grain gas checked bullet. And I don't really plan on doing anything accuracy, standout performance with a cast bullet, but it's a good cast bullet caliber. And seeing as I got to do fire foreman loads on everything, why waste good bullets? Not that these aren't good, but why waste expensive jacketed bullets? Plus the fact that I really enjoy and like the idea of a cast bullet because you can jam it out into the rifling as cast bullets shoot better with. That creates 100% positive headspace in a single shot. Well, in most actions, but especially in a single shot like I'm using, because as the bullet, you push it in with your thumb, it stops because you're not really strong enough to really horse it into the chamber unless you really push. But when you close that action, the camming pushes that bullet forward, and at the same time, it's hard against the breech face. So it's not moving anywhere in that chamber, but hard against the rifling and hard against the breech face. So when it goes off, that case is held back. That brass is going to blow forward, filling out the chamber for 100% positive, perfect headspace for that chamber. And because there's only one of these guns that I have, this chambering, the brass will always be fired in that gun. It's going to be as perfect as I can make it for that gun. Now doing that with jacketed is, you can do it, but you got to play with your load. You got to back it off. You got to be real careful because if you've ever tried to push a jacketed bullet through a barrel, it's wicked hard. But if you try and push a cast bullet, it's hard to get started, but then it just slides right through. So cast is a whole different ball game, and it really, it's a forgotten gem. Everybody relies on these jacketed bullets as, this is what you got to use. And you can do damn fine things with cast bullets. And you can do many things safer and better with a cast bullet than you can with a jacket. So we're going to load up with these. And since I was, doing this morning, my phone alerted me that in my P.O. box was a package. So let's open this up here on camera. This should be a set of Durachrome dies, not New Dimension, Durachromes. So these are earlier dies. I got these off eBay, and I like Durachrome dies a lot. I've got a few sets of them. It was the house brand for Thompson Center, so that kind of makes it even better. And here we go. These are Thompson Center. I thought it was. I couldn't really tell from his picture, but see there? Thompson Center. 6 TCU. Durachrome dies. Now this is the third set of Thompson Center dies that I have. I've got a set of, actually a fourth. I've got 2 357 Harriet, 130 Harriet, and now I've got these TCUs. And I'm eyeballing a set of 7 TCU dies. I don't have the caliber. I don't really plan on getting it, but the dies are a really good price. And if I did get it, I would need dies. So let's see what we got here. Zoom in a little bit. You're looking at same time as me. Brand new, open the box. Let's see, this should be loading data, cartridge information. Yep, there we go. 6 TCU loading data with 748 and H4895, which is a shame because I can't get H4895, but I got lots of 748. up to a 100 grain bullet, 60, 70, 80, and 100. And it doesn't give a barrel length. But with those kind of velocities, oh yeah, there it is, 14 inch. I was going to say it's 14-inch barrel. But there we go. If you had wondered what kind of velocities we can look at, there's a 100 grain bullet, 24, 28. And if you want to compare apples to apples, the little, well, I don't know off the top of my head with the 6 arc, but I do know with the 6 Grendel, 6.5 Grendel, which of course is a bigger bullet, but 100 grain bullets in the Grendel are going about 27. So this is not far behind it for a similar sized water capacity case. So pretty neat, pretty neat. And then we've got some information right from the manufacturer, these Hornady Durochromes. Yeah, pretty cool. Don't need any of this, but you know, it's nice to have blown up all the parts, part numbers. I don't know if they're even applicable anymore, but we've got all that. Even got an Allen wrench. Let's see how the dies look. I did see a little bit of rust, but they're not too bad. Little tiny bit. Not too bad. We're going to take them all apart and clean them. Just we do with all used dies. There's some rust. There's some rust, but it's it should come off. It should come off. The die inside isn't too bad, but there's rust in there. Let's check this one here. Little bit, not too bad. Not too bad. Looks like they've been sitting for a while. And they do say 6mm TCU Sizer and 6mm TCU Cedar. So they are what they say they are. Let's see what the decapping pin looks like. Oh, there's an expander bowl on it. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Generally, these don't rust up because, you know, all the lube that's used, sizing the bullets, generally coats things in there and eliminates the problem with rusting in the sizer die. But the cedar die is generally drier, so not that surprised. I got an oil rag here. Let's see if we can get some of this to come off. See how easy it comes off with just a wet, damp oil rag. See, it comes off. I think with a Scotch-Brite or a piece of steel wool with a little bit of oil on it. Yeah, it didn't really, it just started to tarnish. Just started to tarnish the finish. So that'll be all right. And we'll clean it up a little better before I use it, but that'll be okay. All right. So these are going to work out pretty good, unless there's something unseen here. But from what I see, they look like they're going to be just fine. I'm just running that piece of that rag in here to... There was no rust per se. There was rust flecking off from the stem. Just wanted to wipe that out. Yeah. That's going to be just fine. Little bit coming in there. I think a Q-tip will... Can you see it in there? I think a Q-tip will be able to clean that out. See it? There's a couple little spots of rust in there. But I can run some semi-chrome or flitz on the Dremel and a cotton mop and polish that out. Luckily, this is just a seating die. If it was in the sizing die, I would be more worried. And this one is just fine. Again, there's more lube coated inside the sizer die just because you got to size your brass, lube your brass. But there's the markings. And it says Hornady, but obviously this was when they first picked them up because it was Pacific. And they're both marked the same. Pacific 6mm TCU number L, or letter L. Here we go. Like I said, just a quick video. We're going to try these out here pretty quick. I'm going to load up 50 more. I'm going to load them up with the 680. This is the military surplus 680, which is basically 1680 data. And I knock it back, so I'm below a starting load. But it worked out good. I shot, 23 of them for the first batch there that I sized up and fired at the range. If you watch that video, here's those cases right here. And they formed really nice. They're not sharp. Where are we here? But they formed up pretty good. Blew in that nice 40-degree shoulder. Eliminated some of the body taper. Again, I talked about that in the first one. That's the difference between the TCU case and the 223 case, and that's body taper is removed, mostly removed. And the shoulder angle is increased from 23 to 40 degrees. And then, of course, they're opened up to take a 243 bullet. But there we go. All right. God bless everybody. CW out.